Today.
Woo!
Oh, the chat. So we're here for another episode of our defensive brew home lab. I'm excited about this. I'm glad we're doing this, and that this is our Thursday night jam at 8 p.m. So you guys let everybody know we're streaming on YouTube, we're streaming on Twitch, and we're also streaming on D Live, which is like the Bitcoin streaming, like live streaming, just like Twitch is. And hopefully we'll also be on this other platform called Live EDU, I believe it is. So I'm excited. So we're going to try some different platforms too, just to have a deeper, fuller reach. So you guys, this is really laid back, just chill, look at some tools in relation to threat hunting. And so make sure you guys post your questions so that we can answer them, and we can answer them, and you guys can learn deeper and get more familiar with the tool so that you guys can have more in your tool belt for when you're doing blue teaming. So right now we're going through threat hunting. I think later we'll do some of the other ones like OSINT, etc., etc.
Good one.
But for right now, I'm happy with this series that you're doing. What do you think about it, Jose?
I mean, it's like all things, you just gotta keep going it.
Yeah, yeah. So this is exciting. So tonight, I realized that last week we didn't really go over. Um, yeah, thank you for posting that. We didn't really go over all of basically what threat hunting is, and so a lot of people ask, like, how do you get into, I just saw on Twitter, like, how do you get into cybersecurity and this, that, and the third? How I got into it, I'm just going to talk to you about briefly, then later on we'll go into it more in depth. Is first, I was a software developer. And I think, sorry, my cell phone just went off.
It's okay.
Um, I think that being a software developer and entering into cybersecurity, I think that gives you a unique insight because you're already used to looking at data,
Yep.
collecting data, organizing data, figuring out where I guess, where there's abnormal data at. So you kind of have a little bit of a leg up, which is helpful. And so if you don't have that, I guess what you can say is, um, get in either by, I guess, being a data analyst or learn how to program. That's my best tooling or advice for people, is just learn how to program. Because at some point in time, you're going to be installing scripts. You're going to have to know some version of Python, I believe, to work with some of these tools when you, not just to install, but to configuration
Yep.
for it as well. So I think that you can't go wrong with having a little bit of programming on the side and just being familiar with it. And Python's excellent for it. Our tools that we're talking tonight are window-based tools. But next week there are some tools that I do want to talk about that are more Python, uh, that that use Python. Let's just say that.
Okay.
So threat hunting is the being proactive and looking within your system to see if there's any irregularities, any abnormalcy happening before you get attacked. So it's kind of like being, where there's other tools that you can do vulnerability scans, kind of catch it afterwards or see it in the progress. Threat hunting is like you're proactive, you're trying to get ahead of all these different threats with malware, ransomware, etc., before it hits your system. So there's various tools that are out there on the market. What we're kind of looking to be focused on our open source tools.
Yep.
I find that in our industry, the open source tools are always the best, and unfortunately sometimes they get bought by a bigger company, Microsoft, or whoever, Google, whoever. And but what's also good about uh, our industries that another tool emerge and be open source and be useful and beneficial for us. So that's what we're mainly focused on, our open source tools. So before I jump in anymore, I just want to say please follow us on social media, on our YouTube channel, and it's the same name, it's Secon202, on Twitch, on Twitter, and on YouTube, as we're looking to grow our community online. And I'm also looking forward and really hoping that we can grow the community offline as well. I really want to start focusing on offline, but still keeping our Thursday nights, of course. But come out and meet us in person. Let's do a happy hour. Let's do in person training. That way, you can gain even more insight, learning from your peers and them learning from you, and you guys learning from us, and vice versa. So anyways, getting back to it. So please, like he posted, I think Jose already posted for us some of the links. Follow him too on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, just so you can keep up to date with what we're going to be, and also hit the notification so that you guys know that when we're online. So anyway, so back to threat hunting. So like I was saying, there's various tools to use for threat hunting, and it's more proactive approach. You can use tools like Sysmon, APT Hunter, and YAR and CyberChef, just to name a few. So this week we're going to go over Sysmon, and what was the other one?
Oh, so I think we're actually going to just use Caldera again because
Okay,
you can use
there.
that for threat hunting as well.
Okay, sounds great. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So just a few things that I just wanted to know. AP Hunter was released in 2021, and that is like Windows event log, and it detects threats, and it has like over 200 detection capabilities. And YAR is a malware classification, but it has since grown from when it came about in 2016, and you can do it's like the underlining logic for a lot of different tools that you can apply for, and that's in Python. So that's what I want to look at next week with you guys, and Cyber Chef as well. Those two we can, or whichever one the community wants to look at. So do you want to go in depth a little bit more about the tooling that we're going to be using tonight, or
Yeah, I think last week we started using Caldera. We are just kind of just using it to try to simulate a malicious actor to see if the tool we were using last week, um, just offhand, to see if that specific type of tool would be able to detect um, adversarial activity in real time. Um, kind of. I just don't think that tool is really designed to kind of like monitor that way in real time. I myself, I wasn't familiar with it. I think it was Blue Spawn. Does that does that sound right?
yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. So I can honestly say I've to something that you mentioned earlier, like how you got into like cybersecurity. So my path was a little bit different. Initially, when I started, I wanted to avoid programming. I honestly, I really saw it was very overwhelming for me at the time. Um, the books, right, that were out there, uh, they were in the library about different programming languages, but even those, like it was basically C, C++, Pascal. Uh, Java was still, like Java 1, right? When I just started getting into IT. So I got in from the IT side of things. I am a developer now, but for many, many years in my career, I would just like completely avoid it because it was really scary. And I just really couldn't think of things that I wanted to make. I was definitely in the kind of like that wares kind of scene, doing like FTP stuff. If anybody remembers that, um, there were a lot of like real and fake kind of like hacking utilities that were around during those times, but um, I couldn't really put things together in terms of like what do I want to build, right? Because for the most part, uh, I still had a dial-up connection, so that means I could barely, have access to like videos and stuff like that. Um,
Mhm.
Now it's just so much different. It's a lot easier. So there's really there aren't really the same barriers that there were um, when at least when I was starting. Um, what I can say is that um, anytime you bring more people into any field, it's not necessarily going to equate to now the money's going to dry up because there's more availability of people, because that's just simply not the case. Other people are just simply more focused in other like career fields.
Right.
So yeah, and then the cool thing about bringing in new people in is you're bringing in fresh ideas, because a lot of these successful companies and people who are successful, like either like selling software or engineering a new solution, they're basically solving something that is a problem for usually themselves and a group of other people. And sometimes that problem that they're solving is shared um, across you know, different demographics, different countries, right? Things that you don't necessarily like see initially. Like, I want to build this so everybody uses it, right? Um, so that's really like the cool thing about our industry now, is that there's just simply a lot more information out there, right? So um, I did put your social media links in there, Stephanie. Did I miss any? Do you have YouTube as well? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me put the YouTube one there. I see it. Let me just show you
Awesome.
the
Awesome.
channel.
Awesome.
I
So
think
I
this
think
is
that's
your.
the good thing about our fields. You can get into it multiple ways, and it's just so vast. It's just so vast. A lot of people talk about red team, red team, red team. So I'm glad that we're doing more blue teaming.
Red teaming isn't even that fun. It just sounds cool. It's not. What about great team? Where are my great team people at? Huh? No? Yeah, they're not streaming. Whatever. Let's see, what do we got here? So I am signed into to Cleared 4.
Awesome.
The sign up thing is open right now. I'm going to put the link here just in case anybody wants to sign up for this and do some of these things along with us. Right now, for these accounts, we're just doing $1 one time. We're still trying to build that community out. So
Mhm.
people, I try to explain this to them. It's like we won't charge you for these accounts. We sell a paid version of this. This isn't what trying to do. There's no tricks, no gimmicks. But um, so I think I'm going to start sharing my screen, and
Thanks.
let's do the thing here. I want to select. I want to say it's the screen. Yeah, should be good. So I'm already signed up here. So we want to do Caldera first, yeah?
Yeah,
Uh, okay. So I think we used like Ubuntu 20 last time to do that. Let me just
yeah,
put the up here. Caldera. You can spam this in like other plans and put like 32 gigs in here, but for people that are using the same common system, um, that's not going to work quite the same way. But sometimes I get asked about that. It's like, hey, can we get like beefier instances and stuff like that? And not necessarily on the paid plans. You're gonna have to kind of deal with kind of like these underspec VMs. I personally think that it gets the job done. It's that sometimes people's expectations are you know you just can't meet them. Yeah, should boot. This will eventually like turn green. This has this countdown thing now. It's kind of like an estimate of um, not only the instance booting, but getting a graphical session on it. All right, it's green. Eventually, get an IP. So what do we have about like Caldera? What what do we know about it? There, other than the fact that like Miter did it. I don't think we covered that really at all last time, didn't we?
Yeah, no, I don't think we hit that.
It's on its fourth release. Wow. So the cool thing about organizations like MITRE is they get these grants to just do cool stuff. I can't say this was the result of a grant to to do something like these, but a lot of these the things that they work on are actually funded by the government in some way. I'd be interested to know if somebody could, tell me was this something that was initially funded at that, because a lot of the cool things that they push out, at least to me, it seems like they are. Um, what do we got here? So let's see if we do like a getting started thing here. It's just gonna take you the docs here. Autonomous red team engagement. So let's skip down to autonomous incident response. So usually incident response is something that you'll do as the result of threat hunting, but you can also use this tool to kind of simulate, I'm gonna try searching for adversaries by first deploying an agent. Use a Sandcat agent, the contact value there. I think last week when we did the Blue Spawn thing, we put the Sandcat agent, and did we use Caldera? Okay, so we hosted it, and then we pulled it down from the Windows instance. And the only other thing that we did last week was we did like the sticky key registry injection as kind of like a bypass
Yeah,
for
yeah, I think so.
that way you hold the shift key and you get a command prompt during the login session. Um, so have you like ever come across this tool before?
No, wait,
Caldera, yeah.
yeah, no,
Yeah, so I was kind of surprised to see that. Um,
Is it growing? Is it becoming more of a go-to?
hmm, I can't really say that because I know a lot of red teamers use it a lot. I can't really say I've heard of anybody like using it this way, but that doesn't really mean much. Um, if they're advertising that you can use it this way, then that's pretty good. So we'll give it a shot. Um, so over here, this lets us interact with our instance here. Um, usually the like newer kind of like desktop operating systems, like we've just been putting QFCE on them just because it's faster. It's a faster window manager. Um, works better, especially over like your web browser. So let's see here. I think stuff is in opt, and I want to say everything was Dockerized. Okay, so I can run Docker stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Shouldn't have anything running right now. So, there's probably a Docker running. We still good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. It's just kind of a default. It doesn't have a lot of things for certificates, other things in here. We're just basically, I think last week I pulled down the GitHub branch for Caldera. It was kind of odd because you'd figured that they would have a container hanging around somewhere, like an official one, but not so much. I guess the other thing that we're going to need is we're going to need probably another Windows thing.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
use
probably
the
gonna
malware one. This one's on its last legs.
need
Uh, we'll definitely have to push out another one for other people to use. That one's just running out of disk space. Um, we've been infecting like some of these. Windows 2019 server things with like a tool that I'd been kind of like working on and off. Um, it was okay. Like it works, but it doesn't really do the things that I wanted to yet. So you just have to, dedicate some time every now and then. You don't have to do like a huge effort to get a lot of these things done, but it really seems like they never get finished. You just want to keep adding more stuff to that. That's the cool thing about programming too. All right, so that one's gonna take a little bit here, and I want to say at that point it's good. Let's find out some P information. Okay, so that's me. And all right, yeah, that looks good. Just give it a little bit more time as it shows up over here.
Yeah, it usually takes like what, about a minute or so?
Yeah. So agents. All right. So we're gonna use the same Sandcat agent. Listens on all port defaults to quad eights. Dun, 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 dun. Splunk D. It's the name of the default name for the implant. ¿Qué más? What would we want to run here, Stephanie? Like, what would be cool things that you think that we could accomplish today?
Let's see. Let's see. Put it in. So, talking about for the agent settings.
No, like using this tool, what would be cool? What would be something cool to see? Because I can deploy the agent, and then I can run some weird ransomware sample from the ones that we pulled last week. So if I did like a fresh pull from Malware Bazaar, you know what? We could just probably visit Malware Bazaar and pull down a ransomware sample from a threat actor group. Do you got any you could recommend or any?
Yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea. Let's pull something down and just analyze it.
Okay. Let's see there. So I'm going to guess it's blue blue.
Ah,
It was blue admin. I'm pretty sure I read that though. Eh. So abilities. Ooh. In the stockpile plugins. All right. It's got the agent here, so I need to deploy an agent. Sandcat for Windows.
yep, for Windows.
Um, it'd be cool if we could put up the Mac instances, not the metal ones, but like a Mac instance that we could like infect and throw. So we'll work on that over the year to
Mm-hmm.
make that available on the range because you can definitely run this stuff on VMware. It's like they don't like it, but it can't really stop us either. Um, Agent extension, yeah, all right. So how do you? Let's do this. Yeah, let's just do this. Okay, so then I would go. Yep, it's already copied there. Then I think I need to back out here and get some more desktop action. All right, so now we can go into, hopefully I can get into the Windows one. It's looking good.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me cheat here and just duplicate this tab and just cause all sorts of havoc. So it's like a thing with uh, Windows RDP, even on server, where you would think, oh, concurrent logins with the same account, not so much. So let's reconnect here. Uh, that's the payload thing that I copied. So I guess we'll have to wait a couple seconds here because I know, cold boot, it's gonna still be a little bit. Let's see what we can read up about Caldera here in the meantime. Um, it's filtration scenarios. I don't see like a section here, like a quick section about stuff to how to kind of use this. It's a thread hunting thing. That can't be right. It's got to be in here.
Yeah, so what is this, if you can go in a little bit more depth about the script that you just ran, like maybe some of the components of it?
The
Yeah,
line
in
to
there.
install the agent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at, well, this is PowerShell. Defining some variables. Get this process, file like Splunk D, and then it's telling it where to pull it from. Um, I think that's pretty cool. And here's how it's being executed.
So there's various forms I'm seeing on that screen about various ways to what to execute it for, or that's
Yeah.
for that one's for Windows, and then I think the one above it is for that's all Windows.
Oh yeah, you can change the platform.
Right, right.
Yeah, so if you want to do it for Nix.
Yeah, for Linux.
Mm-hmm.
So why they give you different variations? I never played around with this tool yet, but
Oh, you can deploy this on different operating systems. It's always pretty cool. And this thing where it's just generating these copy paste things is it's really useful.
okay.
Saves you anytime that you can save time on typing. I mean, go for it.
Yep.
Um, PowerShell here. I think it's still a copy buffer.
Mhm.
Eventually, I got a prompt. Come on, there he goes! Yay!
Nice.
So all I did was just like right click over it because it was in my clipboard thing. Uh,
Right.
yep. Ooh, did not like that. Oh, I know why. That was dumb. I didn't specify where it needs to call back to. So, yeah, see the server?
Mm-hmm. So that's the error that you get when you don't specify the callback. Then
Uh-huh.
okay.
This, I can just go back here and fix it. At least I think I can. Nope, that was a mistake. I did not copy the IP out in this thing. Hang on. Let's go back here and control C it. I can also do this. Eventually, once I see it here, I just yank these out from there. Uh, Now it's in the copy buffer.
Yeah. So now this should run smoothly.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I think I did something last week. Hmm. I think I did something differently with the range last week to be able to do this. I think it had to do something with the ports. So let's try doing this here. I don't think this will work like that though, because I am using Docker and it's just not going to route things the same way. So it's not just going to magically start listening on 80. Just because I put it there. Yeah, it's only quad 8.
Can we, you guys want to
I
do another floor
I
or?
think what happened is that I didn't do um what's this thing? It was something that we had on the right. It's to kind of like prevent people from just completely exploding each other on on this like version shared version of cleared 4. So what we can do instead is we can overcome that by maybe using Docker a little bit differently. So let's just stop this here for a second and look at this Docker run code. So I think I think it's in and out. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's in and out. So
So you
maybe
trying to run this on 7010 or that 8080?
yeah. So all those eights,
Yeah.
uh, that's not like a normal port that we would allow. So if we do this, yeah, so that'll work. So now I can go here and I can be like, yo, 80. Still have to give this other app a little bit more time. That's the cool thing about Docker. I mean, this is, you know, once you start using it, it's hard to let go. So I would have to probably change this now, or maybe not. Let's see. Yep. And admin. Okay. Cool. The agents. Sandcat. Windows. And basically, it was like we did this, and then the IP went here.
Right, right.
I'm hard.
I think we got it this time.
We'll know soon enough. If we get red again, that means that it did not work. Let me make the font bigger. It's way too small. I don't think anybody could read this. Uh, yeah, I pulled.
Nice.
You
Nice,
see the
nice.
first network activity. There's
Yeah, it gives off the notification. I like that. I like
yeah.
that about this
So,
product.
so this is free, but you're basically giving them all your network traffic for them to mine it. So they go, hey, new, hey, this thing.
So you can see the usage, the firewall, and what's the alert we're getting?
First network activity. That's it.
Okay, nice.
So um, I want to say on the like activated version of this, you can just right click over this thing and just tell it, I want to block this. Um, so that's kind of neat. I really wish Windows had like a visual thing like this, like built in. They already spent so much effort making, establishing the Windows firewall. Not putting a GUI on it that's like this seems kind of like criminal at this point. Um, they just put so much effort into it. Let's see. Agents. There's no deployed agents. It's not a good sign. Mm-mm. I don't think anything is called back. Hmm. That's odd because we definitely saw the Splunk.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe once you change the port this way, there's something else that we need to change. When you change the port, because it did do the thing, and we did see it, call back here. Hmm. We definitely know it's listening on 80. We did this. This doesn't really. Mm, for this thing. Oh, I think it uses HTTPS by default to like communicate with this. So this is a configuration now with the agent. See what the default config here is for the agent on the documentation. Let's see. Navigate to campaigns, plan agent, dun, 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 dun. Matches, make sure this represents that, dun, dun, dun. Implants, what the. I don't think this is really generating anything new. It's just the agent setting. It's the port where it called back out of. So let's look here for clues. Um,
Yeah. How can we dig in deeper, I guess? Get
yeah,
more granular.
let me go. Oh, what's it? Goes like there. Let's see the port that it tried. Oh, see, there's the block app thing. So, what port did it call out of? I should be able to see this. Maybe it won't call out. Well, it does. It has to beacon back and report that it installed. Hmm, interesting. It's not giving me that information. I would kind of expect that. Not having that kind of sucks. Let's see. Others now it was looked like it was just straight over 80 when it pulled. It pulled something and it did execute. Um, hmm. What are we missing? Hmm. Mm. Agent section and troubleshooting. Check it. Incoming connections.
What else can you do with Caldera besides um, the agent feature?
Uh, it definitely has like these different capabilities that you can run against either agents or groups of agents through campaigns. Um, see here, different abilities. Enumerate admin accounts, add bookmarks. Okay, these are definitely kind of like purple team kind of actions.
Mm-hmm. So those
Mm,
are all the extra capabilities that Caldera has.
oh my God, look at
Wow, that's a lot.
this has to be paginated somehow.
This is a big.
Oh, is that it? Oh,
Uh,
it just
oh no,
goes
there's more,
deep.
and there's more.
So then we would
Let's look
toggle
at,
on
yeah, Linux and let's look at Windows
158
stuff.
different abilities focused on Windows.
Okay, how many do they have for Linux? Click on darn, I don't care about darn.
88?
Oh, they only have 88.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big difference. So
Yeah.
their clientele or their focus must be, well, obviously must be Windows because they have 158. So they must have a higher demand for that.
Oh, look, that it goes over 8853. Hmm, that's why. 8853. So that means that when I ran this Docker thing, let's look at the execution line. 30. No, that was the first one. Then I stopped it.
Mhm.
And we did this to that. Yeah, I'm kind of sad.
Mhm.
I would have really liked this to have called back. Firewall changes that we did last week. Uh,
Did we click on the plugins? Is that what we were looking at before?
yeah, the abilities.
Oh no, you clicked on the. What about the plugins? So this plugs into other software, right? Yeah, right. UC plugins. Yeah, Compass,
Layer file.
or
Oh,
has
this is
capability.
like overlay against the minor attack framework. It's pretty cool.
Wait, what'd you say?
I wonder if this uses car. Select an adversary. Uh, that's pretty interesting. Generate layers. So where are layers explained here? You said in plugin library. Sandcat. No, that's the default agent. I want to kind of cheat and look at this. Um, extensions.
Mhm.
What was the first one we were looking at? Compass. Create. Oh, it's visualizations. Hmm. Generate a layer. You do that. Open existing layer. Up generated layer file. Oh,
Can we use that for what we just pulled down and run Compass for the
for,
malware we just put
for
down?
the agent installation.
No,
Yeah.
once you get past the agent installation.
Hmm. Hang on. Um, explain it to me again.
So it seems like Caldera, if I'm got the product right, it's standalone, but it also has these different plugins that can make it more robust,
Oh yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a simple plugin that we can run? I mean, integrate with, or it probably take longer than to
I
set
have
it
the
up.
incident responder here thing. It's
Yeah,
interesting. 37 abilities. Response. Where would I find more information about these plugins? Specifically, let's see, response. What's that?
yeah. Let's
Seems to
check that
be.
out.
I will yell it. Response. Plugin library response. Autonomous incident response plugin. This would be something ideal, and specifically during an incident response where you don't know if the adversaries are still there. Um, my professional thing is to always lock down the network as quickly as possible as we can. Um, rarely have I ever seen an incident where it was um, initiated just simply within the local network. Um, I think other responders can definitely attest to, yeah, we've seen that in cases where, employees like try to hack other employees like that within the local LAN, but usually, these things are calling out somewhere to the net. Um, enclave networks are, completely different. Those would be probably other cases where you would see local, kind of like LAN to LAN, right? Even sometimes, maybe even within the same subnet.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah. Uh, so that'd be pretty cool. I would want to run that. I really want to get that agent working though. So let's look at the Sandcat plugin details. Going to C2. We'll reach the C2. The agent must have connectivity to this thing. Well, I mean, we told it 80, but it looks like the defaults, it has to be using a different port. What do you think?
yeah. I don't think it's all running on the same part.
Hmm, we'll use this. Compile. All right, so let me just cheat here. Hang on. I'm gonna be typing here off net. Maybe you want to drive here for a little bit while I do this thing over here.
Yeah, sure. Or we can just do it live, or you need a second.
Yeah. So if you want, you can. Uh,
Yeah. So
yeah.
we can chat during it. So with Caldera, what's one of the I guess competitors to it?
It's hard to compete against free. Red
That's
Canary.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's why I love our industry because it's so hard to compete against free.
And yet somehow it's a thing. Hmm.
Well, for somebody who's just starting, I guess, with threat hunting and trying to get familiar with it, would this be uh, a tool that you would say right at the beginning, or would you say wait until you're a little bit more, I don't want to say more advanced, but maybe more comfortable in the field and with the concepts?
And just dive right in. There's no better way to learn stuff, especially if it's free and
Hmm.
maintained. It's been around for a little bit. That makes for a better tool to even start using.
Yeah, to
Uh,
grow on
yeah,
and on.
I haven't really used this tool before, so I can't really speak too much to it.
Hmm.
Um,
But one of our issues in our field has been like documentation. I think we talked about that a little bit last week. But this
no.
tool seems to be very well documented and have, I guess, a really good contributors to it, and that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, anything that's maintained is always great.
Right,
Um,
right. And keeps it updated. It has like periodic updates to it.
yeah, I mean, it's this thing.
I hope in the future they develop more for the Linux, like we saw. They only had like 88 uh like extra, I guess, what do you want to call it, packages or what have you, libraries to it, as opposed to Windows, which what I find a lot about in our industry is more Linux based, I think, unless you're working with uh, Microsoft ADT, their Active Directory and stuff like that. But so that's why I'm kind of surprised that their Linux was only at 80. I guess they must have, I don't know the history of this product. I'm going to have to look at it. But maybe they started out for Windows. And then they had Darwin, which I thought was interesting, you know?
Yeah, I mean, uh, I really wish I could easily get this up and going. It's kind of like changes that we did to kind of facilitate this thing last week. Um, agent extensions. There's probably something that I could probably define here to get this to work.
Yeah.
That's just it's just like my thing.
But that's
Uh,
the beauty of like working with these tools is, you know, the versatility of them, how much you're able to configure and change in the details of them. And I think that's what makes them good.
so I see the extension things here. Mm, I feel like I'm missing something very basic here. Hmm. I should just be able to tell this thing, hey, call back this port. Running agent binary. There are two optional parameters you can use to start it. The location, so tac server. So this could be like this. So let's just do this to the IP in 80. Let's try that. I'm going to go here and since let's look at how this thing gets installed. Users Splunk D.
You want me to
Does
share?
it
You want to
register as
wait
a
a minute?
service or it's a process? No, so it is a process. So I should just be able to do that old trick. I wonder if this is Task Manager on mine. Yeah, it sure is.
You still need a minute, or
Oh no, yeah, you can go back. So
okay?
let's find out where this agent is right now. It's not really an agent. It's running as a process. So we should just be able to kill it, rerun it with a different flag. Um, hmm.
And this is also good because it speaks to our field. It's like we're gonna have issues and whatnot. So you all, in order to learn and develop and grow, you just have to beat your head up against the wall a few times, try different options. I like it because we're constantly problem solving, and then when you get it, you're like, yes, that worked, or I learned something new, or there's a shortcut that we can do in
Right.
configuration.
So let's try this. It says when you run the agent, start process, argument, server, and then in this case server, look, it's this thing. So we're basically telling it talk to us on port 80. Group red. How about group blue? That's why. Ooh. Let's try that. How did I mess this up? Group red. There it is. So I don't know if you remember this, but last week we logged in with the red account.
Right.
Here's interesting thing, right? We're on the blue account until it's Sandcat, a
Mm-hmm.
window. So it defaults to group red. So that's why we weren't seeing the agent call back.
Okay.
So I
Default
did.
setting.
Yes, I was kind of annoyed. Um, so if we did red admin, let's yell red. Let's yell it some more. Sometimes when this happens, it's because um, I've hit the shift key and it doesn't register it on the other side. So usually just refreshing just clears that out. So if I go here to agents, you see how there it was. Now it's dead because I killed it. We were chasing our tail. Um, one should not copy paste commands without reading them, right? It's on me. So don't save this. Okay, so we have an agent. Cool. What was that response thing? All right,
Yeah,
crisis.
did
Oh,
that.
just run incident responder. Save. What is
Hey.
that? How do I use it? Basic usage. Do you remember? It was.
You may have to search for it again. Yeah.
I didn't actually search it. How do I use that? Similar to stockpile plugin. All right, so if it's a plugin, that means maybe when I'm defining the campaign, I have to tell it to use this. So defenders, that's me. Operations. So instead of campaigns, we're running operations. All right, so let's create an operation. Let's call it, let's call it test. Incident responder. I did see it there. Bam. Get me, what is the fact source? Hmm. Where is our source of facts? I did see a section for that. Hmm. This is such a bad search. Fact origins, fact stores, fact links. Fact origins. We have new origin type. No. No, that's not what I'm looking at. Uh, what do you think that could mean? Batch, make. A lot of, it even has obfuscators. Cool. Parser, that jitter, visibility. Let's run something bad on this first. It would seem kind of like a waste to not do that. Last week we pulled down some malware samples to a test 3 folder, so that doesn't look very good. Is it looking all right on your end?
Let's see.
Damn
Let me
it.
see.
Let's see. Oh yeah, we said we were gonna do that. Let's just hop on Malware Bazaar. Let's see what's up here. Okay, so what APT groups are hot right now?
Wow.
So it has these cool tags, so then you can just if people tag them when they like upload samples, tell you what they are. Redline Stealer, Mirai Botnet, it's still around. My God, Async Grant, Gozy. Okay, so I don't know. We had this one here, this random one. What does this equate to? Browse. So I think I need to tell it hash. I can't just like has this syntax thing here. It's a SHA-256. SHA-256. That was pretty close. It just says it's tagged with exe. Uh, that's not going to be a cool thing. Um, hmm.
Can you post that link in the chat when you're done? So that
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool, cool. Nice.
Here you go. Bam.
Awesome.
Kind of. Yeah, I'll work on formatting next time. Uh, tell me any groups here we might want to run. Whatever. Let's just do Agent Tesla.
Yeah, I think that one's gonna be interesting. Mm.
Download the sample. Password is infected. No, let's just throw it in dust. Oh wait, if I do it like that, it's not gonna work. Um, yeah, let's just throw it in the desktop. And oh, I can't just throw it there. I know I don't have any of the defensive things running, but I'm just gonna disable this just in case it's not already disabled. Um, did that, and I got a download thing. So I think it's like here, downloads. Open this thing. Um, it won't let me do it. How odd. And I know I have the antivirus disabled right now.
Yeah, is there anything else you have to disable?
I think it's already
Oh,
enabled.
token already used.
Yeah, just give me a new one. Maybe it hadn't finished? No, they're the right size. Huh. Unspecified error. All right. Well, beggars can't be choosers. Just run one of the other samples. Let's run a few of them. Uh, tu- tu- tu. That's three. All right, that one's doing stuff. I'm going to count that something bad's happening here already. So I kick this off. Atypical open ports. Let's see here from our
Mm-hmm.
little firewall thing. If I
Yeah.
go back, I have to move this sliding window to now. So there were two alerts. K.exe. Okay, that doesn't look right. There's two processes here that are probably not good. Interestingly enough, they've outputted the same amount of bytes. Huh. Let's see what these things are doing. My wife is doing weird sign language to me right now. I can't understand that. Oh my God. Look at that. It's been seized by ICE and Homeland Security. And who else? By the Security Investigations. Oh, dude, these are the worst. Caldera, what's up? Let's see here. Find atypical open ports. I don't think it's going to really like get much out of that. And I'm interested to see how I could even get back to my file browser like this. I know this is kind of like an overlay, but hmm, I view encrypted files. So then from here I can escape and do stuff. Uh, oh, look at that. It closed Explorer on me. So I was trying to escape out. Uh, hey, I can type faster. Hang on. No, no. I'm trying to open. Don't save. It beat me. Fine. I'm just gonna type pre-typing this. Mm,
So what's the reason that you're typing in this file path?
it's basically killing a lot of new things. So this type of like ransomware isn't going to make it easy for me to do stuff. See how it's killing?
Right.
Yeah.
And is that the behavior it's supposed to have?
I guess. I mean, I'm not familiar
Okay.
with it. I have no idea what we ran.
Oh, okay.
I looked up the hash. It's too late. Don't know. Uh, Boof. Brutal. Yeah, and I don't want to play like any more like weird escape things here. If I hit the Windows button, it just goes to mine. So that's kind of like an annoying thing here.
Hmm.
So I guess we'll just have to view the outputs here.
Yeah, that's
This find any mappings.
so those are all the outputs from what we ran earlier.
Yeah. Um, so that was like the first thing. Atypical ports. What command was used? Okay, it's PowerShell. And yeah, and we did not get output from that. Not specified. Ooh. Okay. What was used here? Malicious files and this thing. There's some hashes. Wow. So how does it determine if this exists? If not, I guess, does it get pushed somehow? Get this content. Interesting. There was no output. So if I look at this, it's trying to rerun the same thing, probably different variation. Nope. It's not it's not returning correctly. Hmm. I wonder if the agent needs to be tweaked. Yeah, more of that. You see that? It's not specified, no mapping.
Yeah.
So it's basically, it's running a lot of things. It's just doing errors though. Not great. We're probably just using this wrong, hopefully. Uh, why are suspicious files? You see? Hmm. Could be a case of we're just using this thing wrong, but not
How,
off to.
how much like did it give you a total? Like I see we at least have 12 informational, I guess, items I would call it that came back or in that table there. Yeah. Is that the output? Well, do we know if that's the output that should be coming back? Or maybe something similar to that.
A typical open port, I would expect a network list here.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, account name. That seems like a more generalized error. Hmm. I guess we'll have to hit this up next time.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. We can hit it up next
Yeah.
time.
But now, in comparison to last time, we're actually trying to use this tool to thread hunt. Not off to the best start right now. The tool is basically um, not giving us what we expect. Um, I guess like it's back to the drawing board and check out what we could get done for next week, right?
Yeah, for sure. We can definitely look at, like I said, Cyber Chef and a few of the other ones for next week, and I'll demo some things for you guys then. But in the meantime, you guys please hit us up on the Twitter, the on our Twitch, and on our YouTube as well. And if there's any tool that you guys want us to go down deep into, do a deep dive, just post it, tweet it to us, let us know. Or if there's a tool set that you guys really like and enjoy, and but they added on another feature, you want us to go over it, whatever, definitely let us know. But yeah, post your questions and even your Twitter handle so that we can follow you guys back. And like I said, build a community online and then work with fall to build it offline as well. So I think that's all from me.
Did you see that?
What? I messed I was
I was
talking.
able to do the thing and it still got killed. Yeah, definitely dealing with infected systems has its charms. Oh well. Hey, thanks for checking us out. And yeah,
We'll see you guys next week.
absolutely. Y'all take care.
Bye.